What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael, and I'm going over my deck list of Evil Girl. Or not evil, the Evil Twins. E-Girls, as I call them. E. Anyway, I am currently Platinum 4. I bounce around between Platinum 3 and Platinum 4 at this current point, and I'm gonna share you the deck that got me there. So, I got there playing Evil Twin. I played a few other decks kind of along the way, but Evil Twins is when I really started hitting my win streak. So, let's just jump into the deck, and I'll explain why some of my card choices are the way they are. So, we got two Maxis, three Evil Twin, Kisa Kill, we got two of Lilia, two Treat, or three Treat, two Frost. I might mix these two around, but because Frost is a lot better than Treat in the graveyard, but Treat has Kim and Handy a lot as well. Um, three Ash Blossom, of course. We got three Parallel Exceed, one copy of Evil Twin, Kisa Kill, and Lilia, two Nibiru, Monster Reborn, Foolish, Pot of Avarice, one Pot of Avarice, three Pot of Desires, three Live Twin Sunny's Snitch, two Called by the Grave, three Live Twin Home, one Challenge, and three Easy. Uh, so that's the main deck. I'm gonna explain why some of my choices for the main deck, like the two Max C. Why am I only running two? Well, I only own two, but it has been working and I've been drawing it fairly consistently. Nibiru, I'm only playing two as well because Nibiru doesn't do as well in certain matchups, and on top of that, Nibiru is Nibiru is more of a brick than Maxi is. Um, even in the matchup, even though in the matchups they're funny enough both bad in like against Eldritch. But Called by the Grave is stop hand traps, obviously. Monster Reborn is a play extender. And then the rest of the cards are pretty much starters and play extenders. Alright, we're gonna get into the extra deck. So a lot of these cards in the extra deck are they're very situational. And you can't always make all these cards. So just keep that in mind. Alright. Nightmare Cerberus is a good card, and it's a fiend, and that's a very, very important that it's a fiend. Phoenix, same thing, fiend, very important that it is one. And the fact that pop spell and trap cards is very, very handy. Masquerina is just a good card. Alright, so this is kind of where the fiend restriction comes in. Evil Twin, Isakil. So, if you use its effect to summon back Lilia, you are restricted to fiend monsters. Alright, so what does this card do? If it's special summoned while you control a Lila monster, you get a draw card. And then during your main phase, if you do not control a Lila, you can special summon a Lila monster from your grave. It doesn't target. And then that restricts you to extra deck. This one does similar things. Except for when it's special summoned, if you can control a Sickle monster, you can destroy one card on the field. And it brings back one and restricts you to fiends as well. And so the point of this deck is to end on this and then be able to summon this back and pop a card. And then while you have like GG Easy, so you can either constantly do that every single turn or negate effects. Because what GG Easy does is you can target one of them and you tribute. So you tribute one and then you target one of your evil twin monsters, and it gains original attack equal to the tributed monster. So and then it also has a negation effect that if they were to just try to destroy cards, you can tribute one, negate, just like Stardust. So the idea is to constantly bring back this card and constantly destroy a card. Even though it's a hard once per turn, it's usually fine because sometimes destroying one card or even two cards a turn, and we'll discuss how is enough to disrupt a lot of decks. especially because the deck can kind of grind it. We got Unicorn, because Unicorn is a good Link 3. Boral Load Dragon. The card is important, but it's also important to note that you cannot always make this card, and it does have its own restrictions. Well, on everything in the deck, and it's very restrictive on when you can summon it. So keep that in mind. But there are card times where you will need this card to specifically out other cards. So it's in the deck because sometimes you can get into these positions where this card will bring you can actually make this because like I said you can't always make Boral Load because of the Fiend restriction, but this card does help out certain things and you need it. Then we got Sword. Sword is a OTK pusher because this deck it has really issues pushing for OTK because its whole thing is kind of wanting to grind. And it's similar to Boral Load. I skipped Saryuja because Saryuja's in here just for the heck of it. This can be a flex slot pretty much. Same thing with IP Masquerena. These two can kind of be like flex slots. But Alphapalooza, while you can make this a lot of the time, it's not worth going into as much as Unchained Abomination. So why we are playing Parallel Exceed is because our goal is to get both this one and this one on the field. And when you link summon for the second one of these, you Parallel Exceed, then you bring back the other one, and then you use Lilia specifically, and the two Parallel Exceeds to make Unchained Abomination, so that you can pop cards while you're going. Now, if you're an Evil Twin fan, you're probably looking at my list and going, why don't you have Secret Passphrase? Well, to me, Secret Passphrase doesn't actually do as much as I'd like it to do. It adds a Evil Twin. Here, I'll even show you what Secret Passphrase does. So, it adds a live twin or an evil twin spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. What this does is it'll get you either this card, or this card most of the time. That's all really fine and dandy. However, it's not as I have found it that with my current build, it's fine. The only thing I would probably replace is the Pot of Desires, but which would make this deck a little bit more consistent at the cost of not being able to plus as hard. So on a turn one, I'm usually able to go from 5 cards to 8, or sometimes even 9 in card economy, because of Pot of Desires. Without Pot of Desires, I'd probably end up on 7 or 8, which is still very good. But sometimes that one extra card can make the difference. And I'll even show you that I'm currently Plat 4. See, right up here, Plat 4. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. And I hope you enjoy climbing and are enjoying Master Duel as much as I am. If it is your birthday today, happy birthday. And if you want to send me cool deck profiles or replays, my email is in the description. I would love to see them. And of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.